Have you ever noticed that anime and hip-hop can seamlessly go hand in hand? Two art forms that owe their origins to different corners of the world. In my opinion, truly great entertainment transcends culture and contains qualities that appeal to a wider audience. As time goes on, we have witnessed entertainment gradually evolve with contributions from different types of people all over the world. However, I like to pay attention to a greater level of synergy between Black and Asian culture in particular, at least within certain elements of entertainment. Let's examine these elements, and if possible, try to understand the reason behind this synergy.
That I've learned over the years is like Black culture and Japanese culture is so similar. Wow. In a lot of ways, there's like just family and just food and just how important it is, you know, and yeah, that I think a lot of African Americans and Black folks identify with.
For those who may not be familiar, manga is an art form that originated in Japan. When a particular manga becomes animated, it is referred to as anime.
What's an anime? We have much to discuss.
While anime has always had a devoted following, it has skyrocketed into the public consciousness in the last 15 years. What used to be a fringe hobby is now openly celebrated by various members of society. Events like Comic-Con provide an excellent place for fans to meet up and share their mutual passion, whether it is in the form of cosplay or manga and anime collectibles. Social media is full of ardent fans, showing their reactions to the latest episode of their favourite anime or partaking in the ever-evolving meme culture around the subject. Many Black influencers, content creators and celebrities delight in demonstrating their appreciation for anime. This can be shown through their fan art or cosplay, where they envision themselves in the world they love so much. YouTubers such as RDC World 1 and Caleb City show off their love for anime through their hilarious skits and stylistic merchandise. In fact, the influence of anime has been so powerful within the Black community, it led to the creation of the hilariously outrageous cartoon, The Boondocks.
How can they be out of chicken? It's Colonel's fried chicken!
This is outrageous! This is an outrage!
Hello? 911? No, I ain't calling a snitch. I got a real emergency. Yeah, I hold.
This satirical comedy show centers on a Black family consisting of a grandfather and his two grandsons, Huey and Riley. It pulled no punches when making its statements about the affairs, trials, and tribulations of Black people living in America. I would make the argument that due to the community's growing love of this art form, it made the show's message much more palatable to digest, allowing a dialogue to open up that may not have done so otherwise. Even recently, a show called Invincible Fight Girl has gained an emerging following. It's about a Black girl who pursues her dream of becoming a wrestler, despite the odds against her. The action style and character expressions show a clear homage to anime, while being made from a Western creator. Likewise, Japanese creators are not shy in expressing their inspiration from the Black community. Samurai Champloo is famous for its hip-hop soundtrack. And of course, we can't have this discussion without mentioning Afro Samurai. The titular character is a Black samurai seeking revenge for his father's murder. With the voice talent of Samuel L. Jackson and with music produced by RZA, it is a classic fusion of two cultures.
Okay, that was, could someone explain, please?
To expand upon the musical connection, other creative outlets such as breakdancing, whose origins can be traced back to African American communities, have also spread out to places such as Korea. We see another example of this through the musical genre of grime, which originated in London and has since developed a scene in Japan. Popular activities like these have been categorized under the urban genre to take into account how they no longer belong to just one ethnicity. Likewise, K-pop has a steadily growing fan base within the Black community. However, the genre has been subjected to scrutiny by some under the lens of cultural appropriation.
Very often from the American side, got people talking about, cultural appropriation, or like, you can't draw manga because, you're an American, or specifically because you're black. And nobody in Japan says that.
This leads me to wonder, at what point do we decide that appreciation becomes appropriation? Let me know how you feel on the subject. The point that I'm trying to emphasize is that music has always been a universal method of storytelling, and I think that music associated with street culture speaks loudly to Black and Asian youth, as stereotypically, they both come from communities with strict expectations and traditional views. In my opinion, the concepts of rebellion and self-discovery have never been stronger within the youth of these communities than in recent decades.
Are you trying to take the throne from me? No, I'm not! People do not live for the sake of clothing. I, Satsuki Kiryuin, am rising up to overthrow the life fibers. I did not create Honoji Academy for you, but to destroy you. Remember that, Ragyo Kiryuin!
While all these methods of expression have their captivating features, they still need an effective way of reaching their audience. From the 90s onwards, children could watch channels such as Toonami, 4Kids and Adult Swim, introducing them to many new shows, most notable among them being Dragon Ball Z.
Take my husband, for instance. He's across the universe training with that Whis guy, and I haven't seen him in 6 whole months.
Vegeta's doing what?
Even if these shows still represented a niche genre, they were gaining momentum with a new audience. Channels like MTV also had a hand in the exposure of different music genres that may not have been highlighted before in certain communities. While cable television may have been an expense that some families couldn't afford, it was still widespread enough to gain a sociable audience. Of course, this was all a precursor to the internet.
Welcome to anime. What would you prefer? Would you like to see some epic fights or make your own heart hurt? Be happy, be horny, find someone you keen. We got a million different shows you can binge.
Websites like YouTube, Tumblr, MySpace, Reddit, and 4chan all paved the way for people to discover niche communities for their interests, unbound by physical location or social expectation.
Hey, I want to start watching anime, but it seems really overwhelming. I don't know where to start. Okay, then I'll give you some suggestions. If you love Disney classics, then I highly recommend Studio Ghibli. Wait, what are those books over there? Oh, that's manga. Most anime are based off of them. Berserk? No. No? What's Berserk?
No, put it down. You're not ready.
Not ready? Come on, man. It can't be that bad.
So what is the reason behind this growing connection? I suppose the most obvious route to explore is the fact that since the second half of the 20th century, there's been a noticeable increase in immigration, leading to more diverse communities in places like America and the UK. As these communities learn to live alongside each other, it's only natural that elements of their culture would influence and inspire each other. The children of immigrants from African or Asian nations would probably be the first in their families to be exposed to new exciting forms of media, and if they couldn't forge a bond within their own ethnicity, it stands to reason that they would bond with fellow fans from other ethnicities. I believe this is summed up in the expression, skinfolk isn't always kinfolk.
All skinfolk ain't kinfolk.
Nah, I said all skinfolk ain't kinfolk.
Yeah. Well, I always say that not all skinfolk are kinfolk.
Stories and mythologies are found in all corners of the globe, all of them containing many different themes, but there is something about the fantastical and supernatural elements of storytelling expressed through mediums like anime that has clearly captivated these two groups in question. Whether it's the African folklore of the Egyptian gods and Anansi the trickster spider, or the Chinese tale of Sun Wukong Journey to the West, there is an innate desire to hear about the otherworldly.
You're a wizard, Harry.
NANI? And now more than ever, there are more avenues to portray these stories. As artistic technology improves, online communities grow closer and entertainment becomes more accessible. I believe that we will see a more seamless amalgamation of culture through the media that we consume. Of course, some people have the perfectly acceptable fear that their culture will disappear due to assimilation. I would propose that this is unlikely though. In many ways, a dedicated fan base would preserve cultural elements and even elevate them if given the correct exposure.